So this video is going to be a little bit different than my normal video. It's also going to be a little bit longer, but it's quite possibly one of the most important videos that you will ever watch from me, because I'm going to go over some warning signs that your body is giving you that you are not healthy. So before we get into this video, I got to say a few things up front. Number one, I am not some health nut weirdo, okay? I don't think that everything is going to give you cancer. I also don't think that alkalized water can cure everything that ails you. I am a guy that firmly believes, though, that your body and your health is your number one most valuable asset. And I personally would rather try to optimize my health as opposed to just going to the doctor when something's wrong and have them prescribe me a medication, because that brings me to the second thing I just want to say. I personally feel like our health system is broken. It's fucked up. In my humble opinion, it's super fucked up that if there's something wrong with you, you go to the doctor, right? They order a few tests and they're going to give you a medication, right? If you got high cholesterol, it's like, I don't want to think about why. I just want to give you a medication. If you've got low testosterone, I don't want to think about it. They won't prescribe you testosterone. That's something that I found out the other day when I went in for blood work at my doctor. In my opinion, it is critical that each and every single one of you go and get a baseline blood work diagnostic done, right? And the reason is pretty simple, because you got to know what's going on. If you go in 5 years or 10 years from now and you get tested and they're like, oh, your cholesterol is high or your PSA level for your prostate is high. Well, is it high? Compared to what? You need to know where you're starting from. And honestly, in my opinion, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how good you feel or how amazing you look. Go in and have blood work done. It's about preventative maintenance, honestly. It's about looking under the hood, theoretically speaking, to see what's going on and all your different levels, all your different markers, so that once a year you can go in and see what's changed. Has it gone up? Has it gone down? Are you doing better? Are you doing worse? And if you figure this out, gentlemen, it's one of those things that you can live a healthier, more amazing life. It's all about optimization, right? So anyway, I went in to get blood work done. I do it once a year. And when I was sitting there talking to my doctor, I was like, hey, if my testosterone level, because that's the thing, I said, can you check my testosterone? She's like, yeah, we don't typically do that. And I'm like, well, why not? She's like, well, I'm like, no, I don't know. Please explain it to me like I'm 3. And she's like, well, because we don't really prescribe testosterone if it is low. And then if it is low, I'm like, why? I said, why don't you? And she's like, well, because, there are reasons. And I'm like, well, what are the reasons? She couldn't actually answer the question. And so I said, all right, I'll tell you what, just do my blood work and let me see what it is. And then if it's low and I need to go on TRT or whatever, I'll figure that out later. Because testosterone is one of those things that as a man, you need. You need to make sure you know where it is and what's happening to it. Testosterone level as a guy isn't where it needs to be, or if it's dropping or if it's low, you are not going to feel good. You're not going to look good. There are a lot of adverse things that happen to you, which we're going to talk about in a second. But anyway, when I went and had this blood work done, I basically decided to go have additional blood work done and pay for it out of pocket. There's a company that I'd heard of through Derek at More Plates, More Dates called Marek Health. And basically the whole premise behind Marek Health is it's all about optimizing. It's all about the easiest way for me to describe it is it's what healthcare should be. I first heard about Marek Health through Derek over at More Plates, More Dates. And he, as you guys know, is kind of like the godfather when it comes to he's a smart fucking dude, right? Anyway, one of the things that happened the last time I did a video and I talked about my blood work with my testosterone, he basically dissected it and was like, no, you might not be good. You need to know what free testosterone is and this level and that level, right? And so that was always in the back of my head. And so when Derek recommended Marek Health, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go check him out. I basically decided to get the Mac Daddy blood panel done, right? And it was over 84 different markers. Remember, the standard doctor's test is going to be 7, right? This was 84. And so the thing that I really loved and the thing that really stuck out at Marek Health is that when you actually go through the process and you start the intake form and answer the questions, they ask you questions that they should be asking you, right? Not just hey, do you drink? Do you smoke? How heavy are you? It's are you exercising? What are you doing? What's your workout plan like? What is your diet like? They go deep. And this was the first sign that, okay, these guys are doing something a little bit differently. And that's the thing that I just want to stress to you. I went in to LabCorp and I got my blood work. So I get my results and my head literally was blown because of how much detail. There was a report, it was 47 pages that basically went through everything, step by step. After I had a chance to kind of go through it, my head was spinning a little bit, but I ended up setting up a follow-up call with my health coach to actually go over everything, to just help me understand everything. And that was really, in my opinion, where the magic happened. And it really blew my mind, all right? Remember, we're going to get to some of these signs that you're not healthy in a second, but just hear me out. The thing that really set Marek apart from everybody else is that they went deep. And it's not just like, oh, this is like the reason for this. It was, if this number's high, I expect another number to be high. Let me go look at this. I like to see this a little bit high. That, even though it's average, I don't like. It should actually be a little bit lower. These are the things that you can do in terms of your diet, your lifestyle, your micronutrients in order to basically fix and correct and modify and optimize you as an individual. And that was the thing that was so, in my opinion, just like revolutionary, right? And in my opinion, they are revolutionizing medicine, honestly, because it's not just, hey, there's a problem, here's a medication. It's, hey, there's a problem, or hey, this is going on, or hey, this is possibly going to be a problem, and here are things that you can do naturally that are going to help you modify, adjust, change, and fix some of the issues that are going on with you. Everything from foods that you can eat, to micronutrients, to supplements, to possibly medications and protocols. And that's the thing, guys. Marek Health is everything. They can help you in a ton of different ways. Everything from your hormones, which is what I was interested in, but also other things, right? Like cognitive, making sure that you feel good. Not to mention like hair loss. They've got solutions for you. They also have body recompositioning. So if you're somebody that wants to get a little bit leaner, a little bit more sexy in terms of your body, they've got options, and they've got a health coach that can customize a plan for you. Guys, do not wait. Now is the time. Marek Health is the real deal. And in my opinion, they're what healthcare is supposed to be. It's a holistic approach. It's not just a medication. If that's an option and something you need, then fine. But if not, let's try some of these other natural ways, some lifestyle modifications, some micronutrients in order to get you optimized. They have, in my opinion, the best, most unbelievably just comprehensive and holistic approach to modern medicine that I've ever seen. They've got the treatments available for you guys. Bottom line is this: you need to know what's going on with your body. And just because you think you look good, this doesn't tell the whole story. Hit the link down below, guys. Go check out Marek Health. They are unbelievably amazing. They literally have blown my mind. And if right now you use the discount code ALPHAM, you're going to get 10% off your blood work. So now, gentlemen, I'm going to go over some warning signs that your body is not as healthy as it needs to be. And you better not ignore these, right? Do not ignore these things if something's going on. Number one is bad breath. Right? If you've got horrible like halitosis and you brush and you've got pretty good oral hygiene, this could be a sign that something's going on a little bit deeper. It could mean you've got reflux. If you've got reflux, this could lead to esophageal cancer because of the acid going up into your throat. Not good, all right? The next thing, speaking of mouth, is brittle teeth. If they break, if they chip, if they crack, that's a sign your micronutrients aren't where they need to be. Or you've got bleeding gums. If you brush or you floss and your gums are bleeding, this could also be a sign that you've got some type of like issue with your gum, but it also could mean that you're deficient in terms of micronutrients. Red eyes, right? If you've got red eyes, it could mean allergies, which is what a lot of people think. It could mean you didn't get enough sleep, but it could also mean you've got high blood pressure. And this is something you got to get under control, because if you have high blood pressure and it's not treated, this could lead to a heart attack or a stroke, all right? If your eyes are yellow, the whites of your eyes, it could mean that something's going on with your liver. Now, the good news is that there are things you can take holistically that can actually help repair your liver if this is something that's going on with you. But long story short, if your eyes are not right, there's a sign something's going on, all right? Something else is your testicles, all right? If your nuts seem like they're getting smaller, they're not as big and bulky as they used to be, this is a sign that your testosterone level has dropped. If when you shoot a load, it's smaller in terms of the volume, also an indicator that your testosterone has dropped. If you can't get Big Al to get hard, like I'm talking like rock solid, another sign that your testosterone level is low. If you're somebody that's not feeling good in terms of you're lethargic, you're feeling lazy, this could also be a sign that your testosterone level is dropping or is too low. If you're somebody that's angry or hostile or just pissed off all the time, another sign that something's going on with you. This isn't normal, right? Because even though like life is stressful, if you're not feeling good, if you're not feeling energetic, if you're not feeling positive, there is something possibly going on that you need to address. Hair, right? Your hair will actually tell you if something's going on inside, right? If your hair is brittle or it breaks, a sign that you might be deficient in some micronutrients. If it's falling out, it might be hereditary, or it might be low testosterone, or another micronutrient deficiency. You're losing your hair whether or not it's on your head, it's on your face, it's on your chest, your pubes, your legs. Like if body hair is not as thick as it used to be, another sign that your testosterone level is not where it needs to be, and you can do something about it. If your micronutrients aren't right where they need to be, this is also sometimes indicated by our hair getting thinner or falling out. Man boobs, all right? Two different things we got to talk about here. Gynecomastia, right? Young boys that experience like man breasts, like they're literally like developing breasts, this is a sign of low testosterone. Or weight gain, right? This is another sign of low testosterone. So if you're gaining weight and you're noticing that your boobies are getting sloppier, or you're getting love handles, or your clothes just don't fit like they used to, another sign of low testosterone. If you have a difficult time packing on muscle or low muscle mass, low testosterone warning sign. If you can't remember, low testosterone. Being tired and sluggish, not sleeping well, not ever wanting to get sexy, frisky, or freaky, or not as much or as often as you used to. Another warning sign, gentlemen. Your testosterone level is in the toilet. Mine, however, according to my lab work, is actually really good. 739. My testosterone is good. My thyroid function is not as good as it should be or where it needs to be, and so I'm doing some things naturally that are going to help to try to like stimulate that and get everything like straight, along with some of the other markers in my body. Not to mention my triglycerides were a little bit elevated, and the cool thing is that my health coach James basically gave me like natural supplements and things that I can do in order to basically see if we can bring it down naturally, and we're going to have a follow-up in 3 months. Anyway, I love Marek Health and I love my health coach. I've got a man crush on him, but that brings me back to something else, and that is your gas. Like seriously, if you're belching, if you're farting, a sign something's not right. If you got a bloated, distended stomach and it's not fat, something is going on. Gut health, gentlemen, you got to understand that that is one of the indicators of overall health. If you drop a deuce and it's black, that means you're bleeding. If it's bloody, it means you got hemorrhoids. Or it might mean something else. Like for me, I had an internal bleed in my duodenum. I actually was a day or two away from dying. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I had a bleeding ulcer. Long story short, I was taking Advil, about 2 Advil, like 4 to 5 days a week. And it ended up effing me up pretty good. But your deuces, gentlemen, they will tell you a lot of times what's going on with your body. If it's real hard to get out, that's not normal. Means your fiber needs to be increased, all right? If it's too soft or too liquidy, also not normal, all right? You got to start paying attention to your deuces. If you gain weight, a lot of weight, something's going on with your body. If you lose weight or have a difficult time putting on weight, something else is going on with your body. Your nails, are they yellow? Are they funky? Are they discolored? Do you have little like white specks in them? Are your nails brittle? Do they crack? Do they break? Something is going on from a micronutrient level, most likely. Guys, the deal is you've got to start taking better care of yourself, and you got to stop like burying your head in the sand. You got to know what's going on. And just because you look good, it doesn't mean that you're healthy, right? A lot of the things that basically happen to people could be prevented if you just knew what was going on like sooner. And so I guess I just want to wrap this video up by saying, listen, your health is your #1 most valuable asset. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what car you drive or how many spicy senoritas you're kicking it with. If you're not healthy, nothing else matters. Unfortunately, what happens to a lot of people is that by the time they realize there's a problem, like there's a serious problem. And the truth is that a lot of times if you catch things early, you can fix them, right? But when you let them go and you don't address them, that's when things get crazy. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of times it can lead to some unfortunate circumstances. The best course of action for each and every one of you is to take control of your health and your well-being. The way that I would recommend you do it is go get a baseline, all right? Go get a physical, all right? Go to the doctor once a year. Go to Marek Health, right? Look at your blood. See what's going on. See where your markers are. And then if you know where they are and you get a baseline, and then in 1 year you can change. In 6 months you can change, you can check, and you can see what's going on with your body. And that's the way that you're going to know if something is changing or needs to be adjusted, or you can catch it before it's too late. Because honestly, guys, I want you to be around for the long term. I also want you to be happy, healthy, and feel amazing.